Who's ready? Are you ready? Listeners, are you ready?
Let's rock out.
Hey, listen, man. Phantom Punch Podcast. Johnny Southpaw.
Apollo Ali.
Guy, Apollo Ali. We are in the building. Yes, you haven't seen us in a little while, but I'm going to go off on a tangent about that in a minute.
Let's do it.
Sir, how are you? How have you been? It's been a little while. I feel like COVID excuse is running out, but it's also coming back. So, like, maybe I can.
It's more than ever, man. I mean, that's the trending topic these days, man. That's the trending topic.
It is COVID outside again, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Listeners,
is it really again, or is this really the first time? Like I was saying that about last year, like when it was all known that nothing was going on, it was cool and nothing was going on. Now that they're trying to act like something is going on, now COVID is really interfering with all of that shit.
Well, so that's part of the whole entire overarching thing I want to get to about all of this. COVID has affected boxing more this year, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
Than last year during the pandemic. I feel like fighters have been outside, promoters, people have just been outside. Shit is happening, and it's a lot of the shit that I've noticed about like other sports too. Right, when COVID was like a thing and people took a break from sports, and then athletes came back, people got hurt.
Right,
like, people got injured. Like there was a lot of like, especially like the NFL. I think in the NBA to start off with too. Like with the whole bubble shit that was going on.
Yeah,
I think that
they even executed that. You know what I mean? Decent enough to complete the season.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, as far as athletes themselves go, and that's one of the biggest things that we've seen, like, recently, there's either been injuries or just straight up they got sick or somebody on the team got sick or whatever with COVID. Right. I feel like COVID has interfered more in boxing this summer than the entire
Not even just the summer, but absolutely. Coming into the summer.
Yeah, leading up to the summer.
This whole year.
During the summer, August, it's been it's been a shit show. And then on top of all of that, right? On top of boxing experiencing issues like injuries, which we'll get into with Errol Spence, and other folks like getting COVID, like David Benavidez, Tyson Fury, you know what I mean? All these people. I have to be honest, bro. I have to tell the truth. I know that you and I really haven't talked too much outside of like the podcast and stuff like that. But I had a conversation with one of our supporters, one of the listeners. Shout out to my man Charlie. We had a conversation at the gym this weekend, and I just told we both were in agreement that like with the Spence, it came up. We were just chopping up like Spence and Crawford and all of this stuff. And he just was like flat out. He's like, bro, I'm tired of it. Like, it's too much to keep up with. There's so many different moving parts. There's so many different things going on. And it's just so political that I know we run a boxing podcast. I know that we love the sport. We both love the sport. But I got to be honest, bro, boxing, I've never not loved boxing as much as I don't love it right now.
I feel that it's definitely making it hard. It's making it hard to be a fan. It's making it hard to be an enthusiast because it's not giving you a lot to be enthusiastic about.
I'm trying to charge it up to the fact that about the pandemic, about all of this.
It's not even just that, because outside of the pandemic and all the injuries or whatever is happening to stop the fights from happening, the fights that we finally fixed our palates to be ready to want, they aren't even the fights that we really want.
Yeah.
So we losing on all ends of the stick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
the fights that would have been decent fights that would have been a quote unquote real fight, what I like to call them, when it's like an actual fight, like this matters. You know what I'm saying? It's not an opponent in the ring. It's two dogs. You know what I mean? Those type of fights, we not getting them. And the ones that semi are that, they keep falling apart. So it's like, what is there to be enthusiastic about?
Yeah, man.
Jake Paul.
Yeah. Well, that's
whose fights aren't having any mishaps.
That's the thing.
Is the Paul brothers.
It's brutal to see, and it's another topic of conversation I will get into, but about Jake Paul and me taking a step back and looking at it a little bit more. But
you changed your opinion.
I mean, not
changing your opinion on him?
I'll get into it in a second. Not him specifically, but sort of. No, but I mean, just to kind of that whole topic, like bro, it's been too fucking much. It's been too much to me. It's been like Bob shelving Terrence Crawford, like ridiculous. Errol and Bud not fighting. They can't. No one can come to an agreement. Right. The on again, off again shit with Canelo and Caleb.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. We're getting ready for Fury, AJ,
Joshua.
And then we get this whole like fiasco where he loses the court battle, and then now this fight gets pushed.
It was a 2-for-1. We lost 2 fights for the price of 1,
bro. Yeah. And I can't, like, even the kids, the young bulls, the young guns don't fight enough for me. Like Devin Haney, like Shakur Stevenson. I love those guys. I love to watch these guys, but we don't see them enough. Like I don't know, man. All of that mixed with the fact that we're getting Anderson Silva and Tito Ortiz in a boxing match, for Christ's sake. And Vitor Belfort is fighting fucking Oscar De La Hoya. Like, why are we getting these bullshit fights and we can't get the fights that fight fans want, the fight fans deserve, that we pay for, that we would pay for, so on and so on. Like, the whole entire ecosystem of boxing makes me sick right now. And
it's bad. It's bad.
Fucked up right now, bro. And it sucks. It sucks for the sport because the sport continues to take this whole backseat compared to MMA.
Everything.
Yeah,
any sport you name.
Every single sport, bro. I'd rather watch a baseball game right now.
At this point.
Like,
throw some hockey on, you might actually see a fight.
Yeah, exactly, yo.
You might actually see one.
It's just it's tough, man. It's a tough place to be in as a boxing fan, as a boxing person. I don't know if you can say media, but like there's so much to cover, but it's all fluff at the end.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Like, I can name, like, since the last time we recorded a podcast, there's been maybe a dozen fights, and a quarter of those are notable or noteworthy. Like, I mean, cool, Guillermo Rigondeaux fought, but like at the end
that's
of the day,
I mean, even in that, it's nothing to talk about. If you want to talk about that, it's like, I think we've seen all he has to offer at this point.
I agree, bro. And but that's my rant to start off the pod.
We can end it here.
Yeah, that's it. Game over.
See y'all next week, man. Well, maybe.
Maybe. No, I mean, for me, I feel like I owe that explanation to people that I know that keep asking about the podcast. I know you have people that I know I get asked about it.
Y'all see what's going on, man. It's a fucking helter skelter out here.
Yeah, bro. It's
helter skelter.
It's
rest in peace, Sean Price.
It's tough to it's tough to cover the sport right now just because it's like
not much of a sport.
Do y'all really
but at the same time, I mean,
there's stuff to talk about.
We got to do it.
Let's dive in. We're going to dive in.
Yeah, so y'all understand what we feel emotionally about what's going on right now.
Exactly.
Now, from that point, let's stick a fork in that and let's dive into these topics, man.
Let's go, man. All right. So I guess it's a larger topic of conversation, but it's something that actually you asked me when we found out that Tyson Fury, I think it was Tyson Fury when he got sick. No, it was when David Benavidez got COVID. So in case for those of you who don't know, this is probably a couple weeks ago now, but David Benavidez was supposed to fight Jose Uzcategui, whatever his name. I forget how to say his last name. But David Benavidez is out now due to COVID. Yet again, another victim of COVID-19 out here. And you brought up a good point. You asked me about the COVID and the vaccine. Like, where do we stand? Like, at some point, I mean, like what the NFL is doing right now, whether
trying to make it mandatory,
whole political spectrum aside, it shouldn't be political. It should be just, you know what I mean, your own choice if you want to take it or whatever have you. But listen, if your employer tells you like, yo, you either taking a shot or you don't have a job, I mean, you make that decision for yourself. Just like, it goes the same thing with athletes. It's NFL, NBA, NHL, all of these governing bodies can demand that their athletes take it or they don't get paid or they don't play or whatever have you.
Yeah.
Boxing, being boxing, doesn't have a governing body.
Right. So, and like, even if it's not one that supersedes every sanction. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So sanctions can run it how they want to run it.
So
and you can't really implement something like that.
Yeah.
Or if you could, who would be the one that who would do it?
I mean, the only thing that I could probably see
the boxing commission,
maybe the athletic commission, like Nevada, like says that anybody who fights has to be vaccinated, but I just don't see that happening. That's so impossible to manage on their end, I think.
All right, and then what does that mean? Does that mean only it can only really impose that on who? The fighters? Does that mean
right?
Does that mean the water boy? You know what I'm saying? The trainer, the mitt man, does he got to be vaccinated too?
Right, exactly.
It's like, how do you impose that on everybody?
So I say that to say, or ask that question, I guess, or bring up this topic to say that I think that COVID continues to fuck boxing for the foreseeable future. Because, you know what I mean? If it's your choice, that's
the COVID cop-outs, man. We made an episode about that probably like 12 episodes ago, maybe longer.
I think this is going to be something that we deal with in this sport for as long as COVID.
The foreseeable future.
Yeah, as long as it's around and it's a thing in the world, I think it'll be an excuse, or it might actually just fucking happen.
A legitimate reason. Yeah,
that boxing continues to get.
But it's a thin line, and that was not to jump ahead in topics, but they all kind of fall in together because all we really talking about is fights that aren't happening. You know what I'm saying? That's all we really got. And with that being mentioned, a whole Errol Spence thing and the speculation, and I even seen like Bernard Hopkins questioning if it's an actual injury or not. Is it legitimate?
Yeah.
And my whole thing is detached retina. That's not something to pull out the hat, especially when the COVID cop out is so easily implemented and nobody gonna question it. You say COVID, everybody like this.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Say no more.
Said he got COVID. Because we don't know how you get it. We don't know how it affects people. We don't know nothing. So all right. So if he was using that for a cop out, why wouldn't he just say COVID?
I agree with you. I think that's a fair assessment of where it's at. One conversation I had about it though recently was I think that this has been around for a little while, and I thought
his detached retina.
I think
possibly, probably from all the way from the injury.
That's exactly right. From
the accident.
From the accident, I think it's something that came from the that's been around, and he thought that he could push through it and all of that. And also, listen, Charlie and I were having this conversation the other day, but like, there's only a few fighters I know that have continued to fight or have fought again with any type of eye facial injury.
Most notably Sugar Ray.
Lucas Matisse, who got retired because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And in recent memory, I remember he fought Golovkin, Kell Brook.
Yep.
And Golovkin like broke his face, a la Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah.
Eyes are nothing to play with, and like, how did you get it?
You can't just overlook. You know what I mean? You can't. That's an injury you can't overlook, bro. Like that one, you can't overlook.
Yeah,
little fracture here and there, little tear muscle. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You can pick and choose what you could go on with, but you can't overlook an eye injury.
Yeah, it's nothing to play with, and it's something that they said his team said, or the doctors told him, I guess, that he could go back to training in 2 months. I said, when I looked at that, I'm like, all right, so your retina is detached. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but like that sounds like some movie shit.
Right.
When your retina gets detached. So okay, let's say they reattach it and all that stuff. Like, I heard it. I fucked up my shoulder, and I got my shoulder basically reattached. I got some little muscles like reattached and shit. And then I rehabbed it for 6 months. And then I injured it again, and it's been fucked up ever since. So like it was 6 months, and then another 2 months after that, maybe 4 months after that, I fucked it up again, and it's been fucked up since. And I just live with it. So, but my question is like,
how do you live with a detached retina?
Exactly, and how? More importantly, how do you fight with that? Like, how is that even possible to even?
Right.
Because
what can you see?
You're getting hit in the face.
Yeah, you see them coming.
Yeah.
And the ones that hurt most is the ones you don't see. So if you got a problem with your vision, you know, it's just a downhill story, bro. It's not, I mean, you know, the accident was what it was. It was horrific. We was glad to see that he walked away from it. But in the reality of looking at the future for Errol Spence, yeah, I'm a little nervous about it. I don't really, it could be a what if, coulda, woulda ending. You know what I'm saying? Like it could end.
100%.
And even if it doesn't end, we could never see the Errol Spence that we saw against Sean Porter.
Yeah.
Like on the ascension of on his way to, you know, that career defining fight and moment, and whether that would have been with Terrence Crawford or whoever, you know what I mean? Like
it's scary. It's scary to think of, bro. Honestly, like it's scary. Like, I mean, just as for him and for his family, he has to put his health first. But like for as a fan, that's something that we could miss out on seeing real true greatness. Like he's a great fighter, absolutely young, strong. Love to watch him fight, but the eye and the whole entire area is all within the target zone. It's not like you got a fucked up like left toe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this not you can make that through in the sport.
Yeah.
But you need your eyes and you need to not, you know what I mean, get punched in the face. And I'm sure modern medicine aside, like you can only do so much.
Right. And that's the other thing. I mean, when like Sugar Ray went through it, you know, their resources as far as medical procedures that they could do for a detached retina, it's miles away from what it is now.
Yeah.
So that is the bright side of it, potentially, that, you know what I mean, they got new ways of doing things, new technology, and modern medicine could make this way less of an issue as it would have been in that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's that's like the little ribbon of hope. And that all you could do is hope. But even still, I mean, it's eye injury is nothing to play with. And you don't want to have eye injuries when your job is trying not to get punched in the face.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That will lead me into the next topic of conversation, which is the man, the myth, the legend, Manny Pacquiao. How do you feel about this fight? How do you feel about
Ugas?
The Ugas replacement? Like, how do we? I know I have my feelings. I want to see where you're at with it.
As far as what do you mean? Just like what does it look like? What does it look like in them?
Yeah, I guess sure.
The
like
matchup.
The whole take, your whole take on it. Honestly, like
it's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I really don't have it. I don't really have an opinion about it. I wanted to see Errol Spence, and I wanted him to get a victory over Pacquiao just to add to his list. This is what we got. I'll root for Pacquiao in this instance, but I'm not, excited about it.
Everybody, you all heard.
I'm not excited about it.
Write that down.
Yeah, I mean, Pacquiao's the man, except for when Floyd's involved.
No, so I think like my whole take on this is I've been watching the training videos. I've been seeing the little clips that they put out, and they always look great. Everybody always looks
Pacquiao camp.
The Pacquiao camp. But like a lot of the footage that comes out, Manny looks like he's in shape. Manny looks like he was getting ready to fight a prime time fighter, bro.
Yeah.
He looks like he was ready to roll. And honestly,
but you know that about him. He wasn't doing this for anything other than glory. You know what I'm saying?
It's not for the pay. It's not for the play with Manny. But I got to be honest about this Ugas fight. I hate that we get to see Manny, this version of Manny, waste on. And God, it sounds terrible to say that. It sounds so bad to say that. But we get to see this version of Manny. This,
up for the fight, he's
ready to fight a prime fighter, and we have to see it for lack of a better term, wasted on Yordenis Ugas.
We're not getting any good fights, man. Like we are a dying breed, bro. By the day,
I said
we're dying. By the day, less people are looking for a boxing podcast because nobody gives a fuck about these fights, man. Nobody cares, yo.
We might have to start talking about some other shit, bro.
Yeah, let's talk about Megan Thee Stallion or something.
I guess we might as well get into it because this is, man, look.
Tory Lanez dissed Cassidy, if you care about that. I mean,
with Meek Mill's whole entire flow. What was that?
I don't know.
It sound just like Meek. But he, I
don't know. You got to put one of them bleep joints right there.
I never
back to the scheduled program. It's bad, man. It's bad. It's bad.
It don't make no sense. Yeah, boxing is
Ugas versus Pacquiao.
Yeah, Ugas versus Pacquiao.
You keep trying to correct me.
Ugas. My bad. It's Ugas. Ugas.
I don't know what it is.
Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
But that's the fucking point. Who cares about this fight?
Pacquiao could continue running the Philippines and doing political shit for this. Like he didn't have to get this ready.
No, not at all. He looks like
he don't got to come outside. He don't got to come outside. He only needs to come outside if it's something like that.
It's not even worth it, and it's not even worth it.
But I respect it though. I respect 100%. That he's going to still, you know what I'm saying? Because he's doing that
10%
again for the glory, bro. What can we say bad about Pacquiao? Nothing unless Floyd's involved.
Nothing. Not a single thing.
Yeah, I agree. Unless Floyd's involved.
Whatever, unless Floyd's involved.
Yeah.
But with that being said, that'll lead to this whole next topic of conversation, so the way that this fight happened, the way that Ugas was able to be allowed to step in, be allowed to fight Manny Pacquiao, which is 10 times out of his league,
right?
Because of the clause that they had in the contract, that Manny had in the contract, that said that if there's an injury, I get to pick the replacement. And the fight goes on and I keep my purse and you're fucked, basically. Like, sorry, but that's what it is. So,
as far as like on Errol's side,
yeah. Like Errol, sorry, you don't get your purse, but I get to keep my purse and I get to pick the opponent. So that is the same exact clause that Canelo had in his contract that contract negotiations broke down over with Caleb Plant. Everybody was dogging Canelo. Everybody. And if we would have had this podcast maybe like 2-3 weeks ago when that news broke, we probably would have dogged him a little bit too. But the reason that those contract negotiations broke down is for the same exact clause. They said, Canelo's team said this the same exact thing. If there's an injury or you can't make the fight for whatever reason, COVID, injury, whatever the fuck, we get to pick the opponent. We get to keep the purse. You don't get nothing. So I don't blame Canelo anymore. I really don't.
Right.
I think that's a smart move. I think given the outsideness and the circumstances that are going on in the world right now.
Yeah, results may vary. You sign a contract today, about 3 days later,
COVID test. Yep. Done. And then everybody's
week of COVID.
Oh yeah. Day before, everybody's fucked. And you're fucked out of money. The venue's fucked out of money. The promoters are fucked. Like, honestly, I don't blame Canelo. I'm not mad at him for it. Now that you see this in action and actually happening, like, okay, Manny had that contract and this is what happens when this happens. I can't be mad at it. So shout out to Canelo. And that we fast forward that because it's really not even a topic of conversation right now because that fight is going to happen. It's 80% done right now. So
right.
I think, but I wonder though if like Canelo's just watched this whole shit happen and just looked at like Al Heyman and his team like this is what he's talking about.
Right.
So
on COVID and fights that aren't happening or re-happening or happening later on, this whole Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury situation, I gotta be honest.
Part of it?
In totality, I'm just saying, the more of a fiasco it becomes, the less confident I am in Tyson Fury. Because he needs structure, he needs discipline, he needs a direct direction to go. You know what I'm saying? And when it starts to get aloof and free flowing and this was happening now, this is happening now, the next thing's happening. Okay, we ready for that. And now it's, oh shit, I got COVID. You know what I mean?
Oh all shit, of these I had things, a kid.
That's all of this shit, bro. It's like
because they just had his daughter was born prematurely recently.
It's crazy.
Like 2 weeks ago or this week I think she was born, and she's like 3 months early or something like that.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of shit going on, bro. We've talked about that,
and you
before.
Already know he's mentally tough because he got off the ground off the first fight,
right?
And because he rehabbed himself from his first mental breakdown after beating Klitschko and all the shit he went through to come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that whole comeback was, you know what I mean, a thing. But he's also prone to have mental breakdowns too at the same time.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of shit going on. And I'm saying that to say, Deontay Wilder has not wavered in his focus, in my opinion, since any of this shit. So the momentum was swinging that way already, and then the COVID hit, and then, you know, all this shit. But I don't know. All I'm saying is putting that on record that I'm losing my confidence in Tyson Fury.
Yeah, that's a topic of conversation. Yeah, it's a topic of conversation I had too on this. I
could be wrong, but
I mean, I agree with you. I think, you know, being as though he's used to being a dad, maybe that takes a little bit off his plate. But when you add something with like a sickness with the baby, and that throws a lot of stuff. I mean, not to I guess relate it to, but Ray Savage forward.
Shout out Ray.
Shout out to Ray on his win. His knockout win, beautiful win.
Knockout win.
But he had his son or his daughter. I forget. Before that fight that he had, that it was a draw. And one of his last fights, not this last one.
This the fight before this one.
Yeah, he had a kid. He's a new dad. You know what I mean? That's a lot of stuff going on. I've seen the same thing, I think, with Chris Weidman in the UFC. Like, there maybe him or Frankie Edgar. I don't remember, but somebody had a kid and like it wasn't a good fight for him. You know what I mean? That next fight. It's a lot of shit that's going on, man. And I agree with you. I think there's a lot of stuff that seems to be distracting him, and just in the public's eye and our eyes, like it does look. I'm with you. And listen, man, Deontay looks great. He looks in shape. Same videos we keep seeing, same type of videos, training and all of that. I hope
he hasn't wavered in his focus, man.
I think
and even before the COVID announcement, Fury was here, there, and everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Versace down and just, you know, I don't know, doing whatever he whatever he figured he was doing. That's what he was doing. And it didn't look like he was focused as he should be. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where his mind's at right now, but I'm nervous about that.
I am very nervous about it for him. But I'm just, that fight makes me nervous in general because I don't know. There was rumors out there about why it actually got called off, and I don't know. It's just it's an interesting fight. The fight was already interesting, and it got even more
already right. I mean, when you've done 24 rounds with an opponent of their caliber, you know what I'm saying? You know each other in a you know, decent enough, and now you're going for 12 more rounds. Anything can happen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Trilogy fights is always that, especially when it's like a real rivalry or becomes a rivalry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's always a little something extra on a trilogy fight. So
yep. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I'm excited to see it if and when the fuck it does happen. So
they're saying October 9th, but
we'll see.
You know, that's too far out for you to just bank on it.
Exactly. And that's so I was going to bring up another fight that got announced, but I refuse to hold my breath for any fucking fights anymore. But it was just announced the last week. The contract is signed. It's done, ready to roll. Jamel Herring versus Shakur Stevenson. I think that is a very good fight.
That's a great fight.
I love to see two guys in their prime.
That's a great fight for him right now.
Shakur
it's a good time for that too. It's a good time for that fight for him, for Shakur.
I think I don't know, man. Who you got? I mean,
I'm rolling with Shakur, man. Jersey all day.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I like Shakur in that.
His last fight, if again, because you know we was talking about all of those, or the four horsemen of that division had, you know, rough outings in their last appearances, but I'm not gonna hold that against him, because even we just mentioned Ray, his previous fight before coming back and going for a title overseas at that in their home and bringing it back to Camden. He didn't look his best in the fight before that. So I'm not going to judge Shakur off of that last performance for this one. I'm a rock with Shakur on it.
I'm with you.
But I feel like it's going to be a moment in his career. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a moment. He got to get up for this one. Like he ain't never been up before.
Yeah. I think this is a tougher fight than the Chris Diaz fight, than the Pitufo fight.
It is.
I think Chris,
because he's fighting a brother.
That's fair. I mean,
it's just different, bro. When you fighting a Poppy or you fighting a Russian or whoever, like it's just different. But when he got what you got,
he got what you got.
Now you got to show
differently, though. I think
they do. They do.
Shakur's a better pure boxer, but I think Jamel has enough steam on them punches to hurt him. You know what I mean? I think
he can't be getting hit like he was last fight. He can't be getting hit.
Yep. But that fight is announced for later on this year. Who the fuck knows if it happens?
Hopefully we can get there.
Yeah, I'm hoping. We
should like delete the whole what's coming next segment of this podcast until further notice.
Yeah, that's actually
because it's like
idea.
That's what we should just call it, until further notice.
Well,
y'all know, like we know.
That's all we talk. Like I felt like we've thrown out fights that have almost come to fruition, and then shit just like this. Yeah. With the fact that we still haven't seen,
we got blue balls like a motherfucker.
That's definitely the episode name.
That's what this shit is.
Blue balls.
Boxing 100%. Is giving out blue balls left and fucking right.
For real, bro.
Teasing niggas.
Like, how haven't we seen Teofimo fight yet?
COVID.
Now they're talking about it. So it was originally the U.S. Then they were talking about Australia.
Yeah.
Then it got moved back to the U.S. And now they're talking about the Middle East also in October or September. No, it's got to be October at this point. But nobody knows. There's no official date set. There's no I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Everything's up in the air, George Clooney style, man.
Super frustrating, bro. What else do we got? Just some other like up and coming guys. You know, like we mentioned about like the 4 horsemen of that division. Devin Haney got called out by Rolle Ramiro, who is.
I don't know why. I like him though, man. I like him.
he's got a lot of shit to say, bro. I like Rolle. I've respected him for a long time. I think he's a good fighter. He's he's one of them the kids that came out of the TMT gym with during, you know what I mean, the doghouse.
Yeah, doghouse ever shit.
You know what I mean? So I like him, man. He's a dog, bro. And he's sparred with, like, that's the thing. We've talked about this before. That's probably like episode 4 or 3 or something, the gym records.
Yeah.
Rolly's gym record is flawless. Flawless. He's sparred with guys like he's Javante, Devin Haney, Shakur, Ryan Garcia. There's a lot of footage out there too. Rolly put in some fucking work. And granted, the gym is the gym.
Right.
The ring is the ring, but hey, look, man, I like it. I keep having discussions and arguments about Devin Haney, about where I stand with him. I'm still not sold on him. So
I feel like I'm sold on him. Overall, as like where he ranks as far as being number 1 in his division or whatever, I'm not sold on that part. I'm sold on him though, off of the last fight. Like I said, his last fight sold me enough to say, all right, well, I seen some heart, I seen some resilience, I seen some perseverance, and those are the things that kind of make me really be a fan of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like the adjustments when you're forced to make adjustments. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I saw him do that, and that was enough for me to like not be so hard on the kid no more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's still want to see him fight the cream of the crop of his division. And that's when the real sell. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm renting him right now. I'm leasing him. I'm leased on him right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a little rental on him.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you, bro. I think he's obviously a fantastic young fighter. He's a good up and coming fighter. I do hold that last fight against him a little bit, but I mean, we'll just see what he's.
What do you think about this matchup, though?
I do like him against Rolle. I think Rolle is less disciplined, especially in his like pro versus sparring. Like you only see little clips of sparring. You never actually see the whole fucking thing. But
the sparring highlights don't come with you to ESPN.
Right, exactly. So I think that's something that I like Devin Haney. He's had a lot more experience like professionally than he has, than Rolle has. But I do like the banter. I do like the bullshit back and forth. They're talking shit to each other. The Photoshop pictures of each other. Looking for each other in New York, or like Devin Haney was looking for him in New York and shit. Like it was. I don't know. I like those antics a little bit, like especially when they're directed at somebody that's equal to you. You know what I mean? You can actually reach out and touch. I don't like that shit when it's Jake Paul and Canelo. But you know what I mean? Like when you're closer to each other, I'm all about it. I'm fine. Yeah. Speaking of Jake Paul, there is some. Listen, you gotta listen to me. All right, hear me out. So
thought we was gonna make it through.
I'm on the whole Jake Paul wave. That he's. Let me rephrase that. Everybody here knows my damn thoughts on Jake Paul. I'm not a fan of him at all. I don't like the fact that he's like skipping levels to get up to where other kids or other fighters deserve to be. I'm not a huge fan of that. But I will say that what he's doing right now speaks kind of.
You mean actually fighting?
No. What he's where he's training, who he's training with right now. It's speaking volumes for his character. So, like Floyd, it seems to me, and this is just my own weird analysis of it, but it seems to me like obviously he's calling out these guys. He's a troll. Like that's what he does. Like he's always been that way for social media and all of that shit. Like that's just the era that he is. Well, that's where we differ. But right now, him and his brother picked up and moved to Puerto Rico, and every single day, he is posting, as per my teenage son who tells me these kind of things. He's posting training with the Serrano sisters. He moved to Puerto Rico and he's training every day with the Serrano sisters. They constantly shout him out. They're always in videos and pictures and joking and laughing and playing with each other and all that stuff.
So what does that mean? What does that say to you? It doesn't say marketing. Oh shit. Maybe it don't say marketing.
Maybe, but also what it says to me is that he is using his
resources,
whole entire platform that he has, which is millions of subscribers, which is beyond me to think about, but millions of people, and he's putting eyes on
the Serrano sisters,
sisters, and giving them their fair shake because they're fighting on his card, like the card that he's with Tyron Woodley. They're on his card. They're getting paid. Like they're doing what they love. He's training with them, like showing like, yo, these women can fucking fight. They're actually very good boxers. Like giving them their just due. And for me,
that's dope.
It's dope to see.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest. I gotta give him some props for it.
You can't knock it.
I love it. You know what I mean? I've always said I've always been a big proponent of the Serrano sisters and women's boxing in general. But like, they're some of my favorite fighters to watch because these chicks come out and they are fucking. They're not just good boxers
from the bell.
They're just fighters banging, going. Going ham. So I think like I got to give him I got to give him some respect back on that because I think it's him using his platform because not for nothing, but he did the same thing in MMA when he started calling out the fact that fighters weren't getting paid and the only way these guys can get paid is if they come and box me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll give you the biggest payday you've ever had, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, he allowed to talk like that because it's factual at the moment and his fights seem to keep following through. Like ain't no mishaps going on with any Paul fights.
How have these dickheads not gotten COVID? I don't understand. They're outside every day.
They everywhere.
Maybe they're vaccinated. I don't know, but whatever. I don't know. But I just think that's dope. Also, I booked.
I salute that too.
I booked a trip to Puerto Rico. So like when I saw he was out there, I was like, maybe.
Where you going?
End of October. Yeah, end of October.
Okay.
That's so
dope.
Come through.
Yeah.
I know it's around the birthday. I know the birthday.
It might be. It might be a thing.
You know what I mean?
Trying to go to Puerto Rico? Might go to Puerto Rico.
You might as well do it, bro. We're gonna be kind of with like different parts of the island, but we'll be out there for like 5 days. I think we're staying.
Oh, okay.
Nice just to get away, bro. I'm so tired of it. There's too much work outside right now. I'm so tired of working. But either way.
I might have to see what's up with that. But we'll get on to the biggest fight of the weekend.
Oh, so which one? This weekend or next weekend?
The coming out party.
What?
The coming out party.
Oh, yeah. All right. So yeah, I guess we might as well jump into recaps. So you really called it a coming out party? I wasn't gonna lead with.
I ain't going.
I want to know how you feel. I want to know how you feel.
How I feel?
Yeah, this is. I mean, it's kind of your bag. All right. So for those who don't know, so this weekend, Nico, Walsh, Ali.
Nico Ali Walsh. He got Walsh. He's Walsh.
Oh, my bad. Nico Ali Walsh.
Yeah.
The grandson of Muhammad Ali stepped foot in the ring.
Yeah.
Weekend on ESPN, I think, right?
Yeah. Top Rank card, I believe.
Yeah. So it's ESPN wearing his grandfather's swag with the white Everlast trunks with the white
Everlast fighter. He's down with your crew.
Calm down.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, so I didn't see much of like interviews and stuff, but I know that they did a lot. But I did see him. I did see the fight. So I don't know, man. Break down the whole
good first win. I mean, it's not a lot to break down. His right hand looked good. You know what I mean? Looked like he got a good right hand.
Tell me,
stop the bull.
Did his right hand look like his grandfather's right hand?
It's too early to tell. Too early to tell.
I gotta be honest, bro. He threw it a lot like it, and I don't know if that's like him, like
trying
that's
to,
part of the show. Yeah, that's part of the show, or if that's actually how he just throws it. But
results may vary. I mean, like I said, this is his debut. It was come out joint. You know what I mean? Good win, a great win. That's a great way to start the journey that he's on. I'll be watching it closely. I'm
surprised he's the first, like,
male
son. Yeah, well, but like, he's the first of that next generation, like after Layla, you know what I mean, that has fought. And he had Muhammad Ali had a bunch of kids.
A lot of kids. Yeah,
he had a bunch of kids. And so he's probably got a bunch of grandkids. And
I mean, everybody doesn't,
I guess,
want to put themselves in a fucking mile-long shoe.
Yeah.
And try to walk in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just rather make their own. So,
What do you think about him, though? What do you think about the whole shtick?
Well, this is my first time. This was my first time seeing it. So he got on my radar this weekend. And like I said, he won. So that's a plus. And this is the beginning of his journey. I look forward to seeing what he's going to do with it. And I'm not going to measure him up against his grandfather, because that's just the talking point.
That's so unfair.
It's a talking point, bro. It's not. We've seen it with juniors, let alone you know what I mean, a grandson. We've seen it with juniors. It's just not. Whatever you're going to be is what you're going to be. You know what I'm saying? It really don't have nothing to do with the legacy that was left. Like, if you can add to the legacy, good. Hopefully you don't hurt it, because we've seen that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've seen that with juniors, like we said, but I'll be following. I'll be watching closely, see what he does next. Like I say, he came out the gate with a win. That's a plus. It's only up from there.
Yeah. Hey, look, I wish him the best. He looks like an interesting fighter. I wouldn't have said he was related to his grandfather if I would pick him out in the crowd. So it's dope.
Yeah, I don't know if he mixed or what.
He's got his own. Well, I mean, just he's got his own unique like look about him, the way that he talks, and you know what I mean. He's not trying to emulate his grandfather.
That would be a bad idea anyway. Because that's too big of a personality to even try. It's just too much. You know what I'm saying? You got to just go in it, head down on your own.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Agree. I think
and present whatever's in you. Some of those things may come out in certain times and places, and that may not, and that might. It's all within his rights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it does, and however it does, and that's just what it is. So, like I said, I'm gonna be watching him closely, see what he do, and congratulations on the win.
Yeah, congrats to him. Looking forward to see what happens, what continues to happen with him. Also this weekend, another solid up and comer, I guess, reaching his prime. Virgil Ortiz was in the ring this weekend. He stopped. I don't even know how to say this dude's name, but he stopped his opponent this weekend. But
that's not the tell of the whole fight, though. You know what I'm saying? He stopped him, but
no, and
that was a good fight.
It was a good fight. The kid was tough. It wasn't an easy.
And he got dropped early.
Yeah. It wasn't an easy walk in the park for him.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth having the conversation about putting him in with Bud. I saw Bud.
He said he want that smoke, and he looked like he meant it. He looked like he meant it.
Sure.
I mean, at this point, bro, anybody that says Bud's name, please let them fight. Because my nigga needs fights, man.
Also,
please, just I don't care. Put him in the ring with Bud. He said he want Bud. Let them fight.
We have Bud capes on all the time. I feel like I have to play devil's advocate at some point.
It's not even no cape. What he needs?
What's he doing wrong, bro? What's he doing?
What is he doing wrong? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just
to me, it's got to be relationship shit. It's got to be relationship shit. It's got to be political. I mean, we know it's political, but even in the politics, it's got to be just relationships or lack thereof with important people, man. I can't see it being like when he comes to fight, he ain't losing no titles on the scale.
Yeah.
He ain't you know what I'm saying? Like he professional. What the fuck is the problem? It got to be that. It's political. And of course, anybody that's in a position where they're not getting their fair shake, they feel is going to say that, oh, it's political and they blocking me, they blackballing me. You know what I'm saying? And then people will be like, well, what are you doing wrong? Like maybe it's you. You know what I'm saying? That's like that's the natural thought to have, but I really don't see it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. He's an exciting fighter. I can't wait to see him fight. I know a lot of people. That's he's the talk of the barbershops.
Yeah.
That's what people want to see him. So why are we not seeing him?
It's he's at the point where he's running the risk, man. He's running the risk of just like either I don't want to say falling in the rankings, but that's also another conversation. So I got one of Ray's trainer that we gonna get on that I had a whole entire argument with because he has Gervonta Davis in top 5 pound for pound fighters
right now.
Adam, I hope Adam's watching. I might clip this just to post it, just to tag him. But his son is Adam's son is also USA.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I think he was in the nationals, I believe, or junior nationals. But yeah. So, anyways, we had this whole debate.
I would love to know what his 5 is right now.
Oh his 5 is like Canelo number 1. I think he said we went this whole discussion. It was like Canelo number 1 and fucking I don't know. Tank was 2 or 3. And I said that is the nastiest top 5 pound for pound I've ever heard of in my entire life.
Bro. I mean, it ain't that far-fetched, bro. It's not that far-fetched.
Where do you have in Anaway, or I forget how to say that Japanese kid's name, but where do you have the monster, the Japanese monster?
Oh, yeah.
Where do you have Bud? Where do you have Canelo? Where do you have Loma? Where I can name
a lot of people remove Loma after the Teofimo.
All right, fine. Where's Teofimo then?
True indeed.
You know what I mean? Like, where's Fury?
I got Teofimo over Tank
100%
as of right now. Like,
fam, 100%.
Just off his last 2 wins,
fam. I get his sticking point was like that he beats everybody so decisively that he has to be top 5 pound for pound. When like Teofimo and Nakatani had trouble with Nakatani when Loma
Nakatani, that wasn't easy for that was a rough fight for Teo.
That's what it was. But he said Barrios gave Teofimo some work, and
he gave Gervonta some work.
Listen, bro, this is why I want to get him on here. It's gonna be a whole conversation and argument.
I know he ain't saying that Gervonta just did what he wanted to him.
Fam, it was me and Ray. We was arguing with him. I'm like, yo, this is a nasty ass top 5 pound for pound. I don't even want to know what your 10 looks like. But we gonna get Adam on here to chop this. Because that was a little much when he was telling me that, bro. I was like, yo, you are crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, man. I mean, what else we got? Just some cleanup, housekeeping stuff. Michaela Mayer and Christina Puncher, I think that's how you say her name. We had the first all-female boxing commentating team, first time ever.
Round of applause for that, man.
Yes, round of applause for Michaela Mayer. Just her by herself. Love her.
Good shit.
She's wonderful.
I like that. Yeah. You love her a lot.
What else? And one other thing that just got announced. Miguel actually sent it to me. Shout out to Miguel from Toy Quest. Fucking Tito Ortiz and Anderson Silva.
Oh yeah, you said that.
going to box each other?
I really don't care. I really don't care. It's I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to continue to force myself to care about shit I really don't care about.
But if that's all we're getting, if that's all the boxing we're getting,
we got to talk about it. But I really don't care.
It's a little much for me even. But whatever, man. Anderson Silva's nice. He beat up Chavez. So
there is that.
I don't know. That's all I got, bro. And that is it. That wraps up everything that we missed in boxing.
Yeah. Everything that we missed is everything that we missing. Like we haven't really missed anything.
What are you most excited to potentially see? Let's do that. Let's just maybe leave it on that.
I'm most excited, and I'm not being paid for this plug. I'm excited about the AC Boxing Hall of Fame convention this weekend. That's where I'll be. You need to come down if you ain't doing shit. Pop on up.
What day is it?
It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Events going on all weekend, but the actual inductee ceremony or whatever is on Sunday.
Bet. I don't think.
So I'll be down there for that.
Cool.
Other than that, man, everything I was excited about seeing in boxing has let me down. To be continued, to be determined in the next weeks or so. What's next week? What's going on next week? I feel like whatever it was is canceled.
Fuck if I know. Exactly. Whatever it was is canceled. Honestly, bro, I've lost track of everything that like has come up and just fallen by the wayside.
It's just a whole lot of fumbling left and right everywhere you look.
It is tough, bro. Also, it's the middle of summer right now, so like summer's wrapping up. I don't got shit else. Really, I don't think there is many fights at the end of this month. There might be like a couple more, but like the shit that's coming up after that is supposed to be the big shit. So
yeah, hopefully we get this.
Honestly, I am excited for Canelo and Caleb Plant. They're gonna announce it. It's gonna happen.
I want to see that, but I don't want to get excited for it.
You're hearing it here.
Anything can happen. Yeah, well, shit. That's today. While we recording this.
Also true.
By tomorrow, who knows what might happen? But that's a fight. That's a fight I want to see.
I still think
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. After Canelo's still breaking faces out here, man.
I gotta be honest, bro. I think Canelo still smokes.
But Plant got a little soul in his style, and that has been a problem for Canelo.
I hate to see fighters that I really like get hurt.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I
don't want to see that.
I really like Caleb Plant, but I
don't know. I don't know. He may not. He may not. And I think you saying that is probably making him mad right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure
he's probably doing an extra set right now just for niggas like you.
I'm just being honest, bro. I love Caleb.
You can't work out your face, but
you can't. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You
take it easy.
Train that chin. You can't do it, bro. It's not going to happen. But that is something I'm really excited about. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, saying my prayers that fight comes to fruition. And
at this point, I feel like speaking on anything is jinxing it.
Yeah. So maybe we should. That's why we need to stop. Maybe if we stop having a podcast, we'll give it a break for a little bit. Then we'll catch back up after with the fights. So that way they happen.
Everything we've looked forward to is not happen. Everything.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
Everything.
Usyk and AJ is another one that I'm crossing my fingers for.
At least I don't even want that fight. That fight was never a fight I wanted. But now, when you can look at what's on the table, it's like, well, shit. Can I at least get that?
You have no idea how disappointed I am. No, is that this week? Oh shit, that's this weekend. No,
all right. Pacquiao, I think we're making it.
Pacquiao Ugas is this weekend. Pacquiao Ugas is this weekend.
Nah, I'm talking about AJ Ugas, Alexander Ugas.
Usyk,
my fault. Yeah, Usyk. That's what I was talking about.
That fight's a couple. I think
that fight is not even one that I really wanted. But I'll take it. Like, can I get that? Like, damn.
I hope so. I hope we make that. I'm excited to see Manny work this weekend, though. That is what you asked. What was?
Yeah, Manny gonna do his thing. Not excited about it because this is not what we're here for. What the fuck?
We'll see a good Manny Pacquiao or great Manny Pacquiao wasted on honest Ugas.
Yeah,
so tough. And we don't have. I mean, Manny's not gonna. Listen, you never say never with this fucking guy, but Manny is what it is. Like how
many more times does he feel like going through this?
Exactly. Like
how many more? Like the camp that he went through to get in the shape he's in right now. How many more times does he want to do that?
how mad could he have been? Like, I feel
that's like you fucking that's like you fucking got this fucking Trump sweep room, and you fucking pop you a Viagra to fucking do all this shit because you getting ready to fuck Beyonce and Rihanna in the same night, and then Lizzo walk in the room.
Oh, come on, bro.
And you got the Viagra joint, you know what I mean? And now you got to waste it on this.
I'm clipping it. I'm clipping this
like,
shit.
This is not what I'm here for. We did not show up for this. You can't do nothing about it because you already worked. You just got to go with it now. Now you got to execute.
This is not what I was told I was beginning. This is some bullshit.
That's what they doing to us, man.
Oh, my God. That is nasty, bro. That's wrong. Oh. Nah, also shout out to Rihanna. Now she's a billionaire, so that's crazy.
Yeah, that's dope. My nigga ASAP Rocky.
ASAP, hey God. Listen, some of us hit the lottery, some of us don't.
Some of us keep playing.
Yes.
Ourselves.
Right. Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. That's all I got for fucking boxing. I don't got shit else left in my tank for this. I'm just going to keep on riding the storm. And I'm happy to be back, happy to record this. But you guys got to understand, like, every week, like, we can't be coming back here. Like,
don't plead with him, man. We see y'all when we see y'all, man. Now we gonna just, you know what? We're gonna start doing more of them lives on our IGs. Make sure y'all follow us on IG, Apollo Ali Music, Johnny Southpaw, Phantom Punch Podcast. Follow us on there. We gonna sometimes when it's like not enough for a whole pod, we'll get y'all some bits and pieces in there, man. Tap in with y'all on the socials and shit.
And I think I want to. We should start doing. This is us chopping it up right now, people. So I think we should just do like just random. Let's just talk to people, bro. Like let's just.
I want to do that.
Like let's just have
because we when we doing the Zooms, it's hard to do it. But you know when we was just doing the audio, we used to do a whole lot of calling. You know, we would set up for the call-ins and shit, and have select boxing minds and boxing fans call in and, voice their opinion on shit. We got to get back to that too.
Yeah, we should.
So yeah, we're going to be reaching out to y'all, man. See what y'all think about what the fuck is going on in this debacle of the boxing world right now.
And that's the thing too. I feel like everybody is focusing on.
Yeah, everybody wants to voice. Everybody got a frustration to voice when it comes to boxing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We about to go on a fucking strike. We need a boxing union.
We need to be. I think we are the boxing. We just gonna be the boxing like hotline that you call in that you just
and complain.
Yeah, you complain. Yeah, 1-800 complain about.
Come voice your complaints, man.
Yeah,
Phantom Punch Podcast.
Yo, that's actually not a bad idea. But yeah, we will be back, ladies and gentlemen. Did you want to do walkouts, sir, or did you just want?
Yeah, we can walk out.
All right.
You already know. Esco out, man. Esco season has returned. Nasty Nas, rare. Walk out to that. I'm in rare form.
Yeah, I listened to the album and I was pleasantly surprised.
I don't know why you were surprised.
No, I mean, like King's Disease 1 was
a Grammy
fire
award winning.
Yeah, exactly.
And he doubled back.
Came out with this joint and hit
it's better
again. It's
better.
Hell yeah. I'm with it.
Double back.
I, sir, am going to shout out to the Locks. Shout out to Jadakiss. That versus was by far my. Also, we didn't even talk about that. We'll get to that another time. We'll table that for next episode. But the versus, that is now my favorite versus that I've seen. So I'm gonna walk out to "Fuck You" by the Locks.
That's a good one.
Yes, sir. That versus was fire though. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's the essence, bro. That's the essence. If like I was talking to some of my OGs of hip hop and shit about that shit. Niggas was calling me for like a week long after that shit happened. It was like if you wasn't around for the tunnel, if you wasn't around for like, you know what I mean, any of them type of eras, that's what that shit used to feel like that. On a weekly basis, used to feel like that in there. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy. Like from 60 to 16, you got to experience that. And they capitalized that in one moment for you to really understand what the fuck this hip hop shit is.
And honestly,
that's the energy.
That whole like that versus was like you said, it was the essence of hip hop, but it was also just the showmanship mixed with like
the craft, man.
Our era, bro. That's like that took me
back.
I remember hearing some of them, even the freestyles was slapping. I was like,
the craft, bro.
Heard this shit
it's the craft. And you know what? It's so funny that shit becomes rare because you don't anybody that's your favorite artist right now, at whatever age you are, you've never seen a fucking artist lock in and like the zone out. You never seen an artist really perform. You've seen artists do karaoke your whole life.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, that's what they do. They just play their songs and be like this.
Yep.
They don't perform. They don't live and breathe what the fuck they saying to you. They just selling it. So you don't get that same energy. It's never gonna be the same. Y'all just like the song. I like the beat.
Yep.
That shit right there is the same as sports. It's the same thing when you gotta perform. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fucking put your all in. So that's everybody got to experience that was more of a boxing match than any of the shit we've been seeing lately.
Well, the fact it was in the ring was like,
and Michael Buffer, all that shit.
I'm with you, yo. The fact that shit was in a ring, Michael Buffer in Madison Square Garden.